Hello and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas, episode 5 of Old World Blues DLC. Make sure I'm recording. So hello and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas, Old World Blues, episode 5. Hopefully you are all doing okay today after the crash earlier on. It's only been like a minute or two since the crash. Anyway, we're just gotta turn on God mode. Because even if we did get enough HP stuff, I don't think we are going to be able to beat it. Because we're all out of health stuff. I don't know how people do this on like hardcore and all that. Let's see. Cannot fast travel when there's enemies nearby. Let's see. Come and get Matt. Okay, that one's dead. Make sure I'm recording. Have to double check. Okay, let's take care of this guy over here. Not the night stuff. This gun is pretty good. I wish there was like a mod that you can make it automatic or something. Oh, that was kind of fun sounding. Jumping up and down on that, what do you call it, rail thingy, rail bridge. We need to pop on a stealth suit. Wait, stealth around. I should have known that's why I was taking so much damage. That's not very. Still full HP. We can sell that later on to pay for.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Who can I hide you from today? No more stim packs.
Now we know that I would never bet that.
No more stim packs. I can't give you anything for that injury.
It's okay. Another layer. Don't really need it. Why not? Money is money. Let's go talk to mobius.
We're out of stim packs.
I know
Maybe
that.
you'd be better off with an auto-dock suit.
There are no auto-dock suits in this game.
No more stim packs.
I know. It's very annoying. Oh wait. What's this? 40. Our skills are pretty good.
Try not to get injured. We're fresh out of stim packs.
I know.
Med-X reserves empty.
I know. Stop talking to me, machine body singer.
Who do you think is cuter? Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Dr. Boris or Dr. Klein? Boris? Never met him. Okay. get all this ammunition that's just lying around. No wonder it's all lying around. You can't pick it up. That's funny. Okay. Don't think we can disable this and whatever is inside. It looks like just another layer. If it's just another layer, I'm not picking it up. It's just a copy of the last place. You must be lonely here.
I'm imagining. Hmm? Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat? I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-erific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
I feel bad for the guy.
Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical mobius is better than I. Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
I feel bad for him. Just kick it. We save just in case. I need to start overwriting other saves.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again? Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie? Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you? I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Listen, you're my brain, so you better be more respectful.
Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that cranial dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid. You wouldn't. That's inhuman. You're a monster. A deranged, self-destructive monster. I'm not going to lie to you. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. Overrated biological feedback.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it? Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it? I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us. Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
Yeah. There goes
Well,
that
I
option.
suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan? Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is... I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Well, we reconnected with our body. Wait. Probably the brain doesn't like that. I wish there was more stuff like this. You know, big boss fights and all that. Like, I remember first seeing the behemoth come through that, what they call it, wall thingy in Fallout 3. That was something. I wish I could go back and play Fallout 3, but I don't feel like advanced radiation suit. I don't feel like changing my tire.
I can't give you anything for that injury.
Don't feel like changing my entire PC just to play one game. I would have loved to went and played the DLCs of Fallout 3. Last time that I seen somebody play it was like 2013, 2014, something like that. It's been a couple of years.
You require some addition.
Well, that's our heart back.
You require some addition.
Yes.
Right.
Swap body pads.
You require some additional.
Yes, I need the basic physical exam. Okay, let's heal up. I don't like that day, so I'm going to oversave it. We're level 30 something. I thought we were in the level 20s. Are these guys the bad guys? I never knew.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped? I recommend watching your tone with me. Now, your brain. Hand it over. And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this...
You think I am the lobotomite? No, for my skull houses the brain of Mobius. Ah. What's the best option?
Yes! You are lying. No, you are not. Your heartbeat, perspiration, all excessively confident and sure of yourself. Why would you reason with that maniac? He'll destroy... Yes, you can. You don't really have an alternative.
Dr. Klein, please. Let's see what its insides look like.
Fine. Are you sure we've calculated all the combat probabilities here? I mean, the lobotomite confronted Mobius. Plus, you know, we haven't had a COMBAT drill in forever. I don't think we could form a tactical attack triangle if we wanted to.
Releasing the WOMBAT was not my plan, so get off my voice box.
Silencing opinionators.
We are bigger, smarter, and floatier than you, lobotomites. We don't wish to fight you, so surrender your brain, now.
What should we do? Do you want to try and do this? Lie, you think I am the lobotomite? No, for my skull house is the brain of Mobius. Maybe.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. Besides, there's no way such a thing... You speak the truth. How dare you breach the think tank? That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm. Partner with you, my foe, my rival, my foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Well, I don't know what happened.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, It slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the big empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other sink personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind-eye old Jefferson eventually discovered a new sound. Silence. It only made him more filled with the blues than before. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier made his way through the X-8 facility, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. They eventually created new cyber dogs to root out commie traitors from the wasteland. Traitors like Betsy Bright, Richie Marcus. Although they couldn't seem to find any commies, so they turned on themselves, howling sonic barks that echoed miles across the landscape.
The infiltration program in X-13 continued to scan for the subject and the stealth suit prototype long after the test was over. Frustrated and unable to find its lost technology, X-13 expanded its network of laser tripwires, sensors, and robo-brains out across Big Mountain. This glittering blue light beam forest cleanly bisected anything that entered its depths, slicing them into small segmented parts for easy disposal.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right
You
places,
take a zip from your
as they
trusty
should
Vault
be.
13 canteen.
After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Well, that was good. Big brained. Level up. Let's see. There's certain perks that I want to no, I do not want pack rat. Perks that I want. But I don't know if they're available yet. Yep, they're not available. Broad daylight. Remembered, you can... Nah. Weapon handling. Nerd rage. Well, I think we can... How do you return? Is it like a thingy that we use to return? It's called the transporter or something. Well, let's go to the mysterious cave. I think that's the exit. That might be the exit, I don't know. Let's just explore this place.
Time to fight.
Excuse me, out my way. Off we go. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's a weapon that you use to... That's a big glowing bug over there. At least it doesn't need any ammo. It's quick draw and all that. Thought this was the way to go, but it looks like it's just a cave. No need. I thought this was the exit for ages. Might be the exit, you never know. Well, I'm not in combat, there's nothing around me. Let's head to the sink balcony. No, we did not save. Well, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I don't know what it is, but we seem to be crashing a little bit more. I don't know if it's due to the DLC or something, so I'm gonna end the episode here. So like and subscribe for more videos on other series I do, like Minecraft Jungle Paradise, DayZ, or Half-Life 2, or Minecraft mod reviews. Bye bye, see you next time, have a nice day, see yous.